medium compound tyre is essentially the medium fastest.
1 seconds here for the sides currently that incident with Dan, not a massive amount of time to think about it. He was obviously in the Red Bull garage in Zandvoort when the crash unfortunately happened. There was quite a process that unfolded. He basically found out, I think he got a message while he was in the official driver's briefing that he would be driving on race weekend.
6 and 7, but great confidence. Let's look at Max Verstappen now, and his time against Lando Norris. So he currently sits in 15th. We expect big...
Tell you what, they're all a little bit shy, but they have an amazing time. You find yourself, you stay nice and cool. I love that. It is beautiful here at the Singapore Grand Prix. Lots of amazing families coming out to support, to just enjoy the atmosphere. And it is going to be a beautiful night race. Now,
Right, even basically you're going to track 20 cars. There's a score point. Really do need to find that opportunity.
All sectors together at the moment. First part of that looks
it's Liam Lawson now versus on the 20.
Then colour sights, Charles Leclerc, George Russell, they're your top 5.
To head out onto the iconic podium. Still a bit of water around on the pit lane, but the track very dry now. Awesome to see so many people rolling into the grandstands ahead of FP3 for Formula 1 in qualifying coming up later tonight. No more support action today, Rusty. The rest of running will be FP3 and then in qualifying. So only Formula 1 cars on track for the rest. Who's hearing drivers?
where have you travelled from?
Here.
Here?
Yeah, I live here.
Amazing. You enjoy this Grand Prix. Let's get up. I am just enjoying the general relaxed vibes that are going on here. Oh, I've lost someone who had some chips. Hey! I see this person waving. If you're feeling nice and relaxed. Georgie Russell, I like that. People call him George Russell, but you've gone Georgie. I like that. He was looking good. He was on FP3 third in with the pace. So he's looking good. You'll be cheering on how.
But also,
with a Carlos Sainz or
team in the top 10 cars out on track, or the top 9 cars anyway. The team get back to the Williams.
happening in this league. It's remaining in this third and final 20 minutes of practice. The last chance to iron out these cars before we go and qualify tonight.
We're about to get some qualifying simulation times done here, Rusty. Have a look at your tyre tracker. We've got some soft compound tyres, some new sets being put on. George Russell out there on a soft compound tyre. Fernando Alonso, soft. Ocon, Sargent and Albon. Now, interestingly now we ride with George Russell. Logan Sargent is above time so far. I know it's a longer tyre run, but he desperately wants to get it.
Personal bests.
That first sector.
Good job by Oscar Piastri. Aston by lead to Aston Martins of Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll.
News was unacceptable. Piastri, we know a lot of Australians people out of West Australia. They often refer to this as their home Grand Prix. A very large contingent come across. He's fastest of all now. 3 minutes 50. Does Mercedes strike back again? They were so confident at the end of their MP1 and MP2 yesterday. George Russell in that head-to-head it's 7-7 between himself and Lewis Hamilton. Rusty, the question on everyone's lips, have Red Bull been able to find out the problems that have been plaguing both the cars? Two very different problems. Perez has been fighting rear end grip and then losing front end grip. This Marina Street circuit has had upshift and downshift issues throughout practice.
And both of them on the radio in quick practice 3, sharing those frustrations. Sergio talking about the car. Max, of course, saying unacceptable. Look at the fans with their phones out. This is qualifying. It looks magnificent. Under lights, those new LED.
We're worried more about the slowest 5 drivers. Those drivers vying for a position in Q3, the final top 10 that you referred to before, they will be working on the simulations. Tweaks they need to make to their car. Has been on pole twice here in history. So was at the wheel. First one to set. Second time. We'll start to see lap times unfold throughout.
That view from the helmet camera shows you just how physical it is around the streets of Singapore. They will lose in tomorrow night's race, something like
Compromise Oscar Piastri, John Yu and Lance Stroll all out. That was a big accident. So Lance Stroll, for those of you that couldn't hear that radio call, said yes, I am okay. That was a big, big incident.
Yeah, still I'm trying to deal with it. It's good, yeah.
Okay, now they were very noisy a second ago. Just want to double check on this side.
there were people from Bolivia and all sorts there. Welcome to all of you, wherever you have come from right around the world. So cool you could be here with us in the Lion City for qualifying.
Tirelessly to get us back up and racing. Please put your hands together for all of our officials and thank them for all of their work to put the track back together so that we can get Q2 underway.
Bit of work for our stewards. Go green on Q2. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. The 15 that remain will now do battle for a spot in the top 10 to get through to Q3, the final part of qualifying. But Yuki doing an amazing job for Scuderia AlphaTauri in Q1 and ably backed by his rookie teammate who has not driven on the streets of Singapore before other than on a simulator.
And a PlayStation.
A PlayStation game, but he was
Rusty, there's only one driver that's made it to Q3 in every race this year. Can you guess who it is? Fernando Alonso.
write his name in the mock to the top 10. Looking on the back right throughout practice. What's Max Verstappen got? How the stewards backed up in the pit lane. Unfortunately, the cars that were directly backed up behind him, they're fierce riders.
A longer investigation that will probably go into the... You mentioned a gaggle of cars. It had Ferraris in there, it had Red Bulls, it was all the big cars. It was a... Now the question is, did they all impede? There was a Williams coming through full noise. It was quite dangerous.
Right around the outside, quite a ball race. Heading to the line now. Let's see what we get. Sonoda.
Did you think Red Bull would not make it through either driver to Q3?
Max is fired up here too. He's not happy. That's an incredible set of circumstances.
Just before the checkered flag.
So Russell looking good here at the moment. Great first sector from George Russell. You're getting the comparison on the bottom of the big screen. Hamilton doing relative to Russell. Russell final corner now. Coming past those of you in 23. Give him a shout. 1:21.8.
He's on the lap. We're going to continue to watch him on our timing monitors. He's gone purple and is holding that advantage. He can't do it. Carlos Sainz holds on. We still have two Mercedes. 1-2 as it stands.
Final sector just kept ramping up for Sainz. He had the eyes on when he left. 1 minute 30.9 that we've seen again in practice. Top spots of practice has continued into qualifying. Carlos Sainz has grabbed pole position for the Formula One Singapore Airlines Singapore Grand Prix.
It's extremely difficult, as everywhere, but here probably even more so with the tyre temps and the overheating throughout the lap. It's always a balance between the first and the last sector, yeah, everything was super close. Mercedes was really strong today too, so it was an interesting qualifying. Unfortunately, I missed it just a little bit to gain few positions, but again, Carlos did a great job. 130 for the team tomorrow, and let's see what we can do.
What's the team morale? You guys have really come on. Obviously, it's been a challenging year. Just talk about that.
Yeah, the physical challenge tomorrow is going to be something for sure. It's extremely warm, extremely humid, but until now we've had a very good performance. Honestly, we did not expect to be so competitive on a track like this, so this is a good sign for the future, but yeah, let's see what we can do tomorrow.
You guys have struggled on the race long runs. Do you think that that's going to be the case again tomorrow, and why do you think it might be different?
I don't know. I think we looked quite strong all weekend, so hopefully we won't see that tomorrow.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
It was definitely a challenging session, and when you're sat in that car, it's like you're sat in the sauna just sweating it out, but you got to keep your composure, stay cool, but I'm really happy with this weekend as a whole. Felt really confident in the car. The team did a great job with the strategy. We're on an offset strategy compared to everybody else, so we've got an extra set of medium tyres tomorrow, which nobody around us has. So to get to Q3 and be on the front row with a strategic advantage tomorrow is an exciting place to be.
Well, traditionally only one stop, so you obviously have to have the right tires. Talk about how that feels. You guys have had a really trying year, and here you are sitting on the pole again. Got to feel really good.
Yeah, again, a bit like in Monza, really hitting the ground running from FP1 and feeling very confident all through the sessions and putting it together in Q3. Yeah, just focusing, not doing any mistakes in that lap, keeping it clean. That around here in Singapore normally pays off, and it was a bit of a messy session for everyone, but we kept the focus, put a good lap in the end, and a pole position.
You've been happy with the balance since.
I think like I did in Monza, hopefully tomorrow is enough. Thank you.
who's out of the car. Brilliant work for them. That's good, as you mentioned before, Cam, for them in that Porsche Dealer Trophy Championship or point standings as well.
For dance moves, for illusion, and its slick choreography. And the infectious Latin American vibes, the visual spectacle that is the hummingbirds from the
You've been so competitive during this year. How are you feeling about things after a good night's sleep?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, of course, it's going to be a long afternoon, evening for us. It's hard to pass around here, but also it's the beauty of the Grand Prix. It's a long one. A lot of things always happen around here, so I hope, of course, that we can score a few points.
Do you think it's genuinely possible to? I know it's hard to overtake that.
To convert. Yeah, 62 more times, which around Singapore is quite a lot, and it will be humid, will be tough, it will be an interesting race for sure. But I'm feeling good about the weekend in general, so we just try and need to. Tough, the guys ahead are quick, but we have a chance. In Singapore, a lot of things can happen, so it's yeah, we're trying to play with. I think the slower speed corners are where we generally struggle. Still, we still do, but we've closed the gap, and I think that's shown yesterday. So. I'm feeling good. I mean, you're always going to complain because you're always on the limit of whatever you got. But yes, yesterday was a very good day for us. The car worked as it should do, and was an easy upgrade. I'd say it was just put on the car and it works as it should. So.
Perez covering off the hard charging Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton needs to get through.
Have been struggling to manage tyres.
Singapore Airlines, Singapore
Drops him right down the order, puts him on This is a very solid within DRS of each other, sorry, the second, third, fourth within DRS of Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz has got a car that is slippery in a straight line. Charles Leclerc will be in this battle soon. I know for people wanting a real sort of combat race, it may be, I don't understand why they're driving better so slowly. Stand up. They're getting aggressive.
Fantastic marks bringing into action there in the lane 2 cam for Fernando, who's in pit lane.
Position allows him through. And keeps driving. 11.5 seconds.
status quo for now. They're all got DRS behind the sides.
So hard to pass tonight. They've had to manage tyres. Potentially on the copy that.
So we think he's turning this time around. So we've got less than 1.5 laps remain in the Singapore Airlines Singapore Grand Prix for the 2023 F1 season.
He's asked, what do I need to do to win this race? What do we need to do? Well, right now it's simple. Pass 2 cars. There's no other traffic in front. Sainz has managed this beautifully. Ferrari won in 2019 here. Ferrari has won 3 times here.
heard about Fred Vasseur talking on a podcast very recently.
A little bit of misfortune for Verstappen in qualifying and through practice. We got the race that had been unfolding behind him. Unbelievable.
An incredible feeling, an incredible weekend. I want to thank everyone in Ferrari for making this huge effort to turn around and manage to win this season after a tricky beginning, but now we nailed the weekend, we nailed the race, we did everything that we have to do, we did it perfect, and we brought home a T1 that I'm sure all Italy, all Ferrari is going to be proud and happy today.
I don't know what you were doing in the summer break, but since you came back, your performances, you can see the hunger and desire. You've been beautifully rewarded with that victory here today. But it was like a chess match. You were very strategic in the beginning, and then at the end, you had to push 100%.
Yeah, it was all about giving our indications with tire wear and degradation, all about managing the beginning of the stints to make sure I made it to the target laps that we wanted to do in each compound. Obviously, a safety car forced us to pit even earlier than we wanted, and I knew it was going to be a long stint on hard. I had to give George, I had to keep him slowing down, you know, to don't give him a safety car or a medium tire opportunity, and it worked to perfection. It was just quite tight at the end, but we gave Lando a bit of DRS to help him, and in the end we made it P1.
See, I find that incredible that you're thinking, I'm going to help Lando so he then isn't under pressure from the Mercedes. Other than the obvious, the fact that you were being hunted down in the last few laps, was there any scary moments in that Grand Prix for you?
Well, I felt under control, to be honest. I always felt like I had the headspace and the pace in hand to do whatever I wanted to do. I'm not gonna lie, you're under pressure and you obviously are very close to making any kind of mistake, but I felt under control. I felt like I could manage well, and we brought it home. That was the best feeling, you know. Over the moon right now.
Well, brilliant.